Hey, hi.
Hello.
Yeah, now he's Cubical Nate. Yeah, I'm sorry, I mistyped his name and I was looking to see if I could edit it while the intro was playing, and apparently not. So I do apologize.
I'm not
So
offended.
hi, everybody. Yeah, we were on Dave's stream and Nate here was working on his SE, and I'm like, do you want to keep on doing it? Because he installed one of Ron's batteries replacement jigger things. So
I don't know if you can
do
see
you
it.
want to take the board out to show what you did?
Um, sure.
All right, let's make you big.
Make sure I don't, muff this thing up. So, in a nutshell, now that I actually know how to take this thing apart, this is my very first Mac I've ever owned.
Nice. I'm just gonna say hi to folks in the chat while you're doing that. We
Hello,
have
folks in the
Dave of
chat.
Dave's Vintage Apple Tech. I haven't seen you in a while, Dave.
Hello, that guy.
We got Thomas Armstrong, Ron of Ron's Computer Videos, and Carther. Hey, folks.
And Ron, it's Ron's device that
Yeah.
when I met him
Yeah.
at Vintage Computer Fest Midwest. He's like the nicest guy. Like I wanted to give him a hug, but I didn't want him to like punch me in the face just in case like he was kind of a bear, you know. And he just seemed like just like the nicest guy. Like I wanted to be his best friend, but he probably has better options.
Dave, if you want to join, the stream is in the usual place. The link to join the stream is in the usual place where you put your Sunday streams.
So what I did was I already attached Ron's.
Hold on, I'm gonna Ron. If you want to join, I'm gonna send Ron a link here on Discord. Talk away.
So I per the instructions of Joe, JCM-1. Is it still JCM-1? Anyway,
yeah.
I just soldered some leads or some wires right here onto with the DuPont connectors onto the battery holder thing. I don't want to like desolder this and risk messing something else up, because I'm a pro at that. If you want something electronic that's broken, I can break it worse. Anyway, so I soldered those on there, and then I thought like a nice spot for this would be. I kind of put it right here on the side here, so there's no way it's going to some double-sided sticky tape, some Gorilla tape, so it should hold. And then then I can easy to access the switch if need be, and just kind of it's basically a perfect little spot for it. It is on the power supply. I don't know if that's gonna be a problem. I don't think it will be. But anyway, so that's where I put it. And this is my first time taking a Mac apart. Like I've never taken one of these. Oh, and there's Dave. One of these little buggers apart before. So I was trying to be as ginger as possible. So I got this from Eric's Edge. And it's like an upper and lower drive. It's marked right here. Good thing. Anyway, so I'm going to put this back together now. And my plan is to just test to make sure it actually does what it's supposed to do. And then I want to be able to do some changes on my server here at home where my Mac can access remotely my markdown notes that I take, because I think it would be cool if I could use this machine for when I need to take notes on stuff, just because there's like no other reason than that. That's like my big push, because nice. I think that just because something old is old doesn't mean it's obsolete. It means it just has a specific role. And so I want to give this thing a specific role. And I say that whole old and obsolete thing because I realize I'm getting old. I just have a specific role.
You're like me. You're 29 and holding, Nate.
Is that what it is?
That's what I said on Friday, my birthday, that I'm 29 and holding. So we're gonna go with that. I do want to say hi to some folks in the chat that have joined. We have Apples Anonymous. Hey, we have Stinkerton 18. Wow. Stinkerton's asked you to lick the CRT. That, of course, is totally up to you.
Listen, I'm not going to do that again. Once was enough, and after that, I don't think that's like something I want to do again. I might accidentally, because I have accidentally like hammer thumb, more than once. not because I'm targeting it, but just because these things just happen to happen.
The Stinkerton went again. Yeah, again.
Listen, I am not the sharpest tool in the shed, so I'm just trying to get my way through. You know, trying to make it.
And hello, Dave.
Hello.
Hello.
Hey.
I haven't seen you in a while.
It's been a long time.
I know.
So, Trinity, do you have similar rules as Dave?
No.
I'm probably just going to stick with those rules anyway.
No, I am not sponsored. So, and I probably never fucking will be.
Well, with an attitude like that.
I know, right?
That's probably a better way to do
Clear
this.
crayon tasted the best. That explains a lot, Stinkerton, about you. That's all I'm saying.
So who's the guest on the Retro Roundup tonight, Trina?
It is. I need to go double check. It is the creator of the Crimson Diamond, which is a mystery adventure video game developed and published by the one and only Julia Minamata. Sorry if I'm mispronouncing that last name. For the PC.
Apple's Anonymous. She doesn't have a swear jar on her stream, so
yeah, I know. Yeah, it's my stream. And I almost made it through. Almost made it through Dave's full stream. Full stream.
I think you were sandbagging.
But yeah, that is who is going to be on this evening. So looking forward to that. That starts at 8 p.m. Eastern for folks here on the YouTube. So look up Retro Repair Roundup. And a huge thanks goes out to Ron, again, Ron's computer videos, because he is the one that has been arranging our guests. So huge thanks to Ron for doing all that legwork.
Oh no, I'm opening up the chat here. I haven't done that yet.
Just $1 in the jar. Okay.
All right.
I can't, unfortunately, Apple's Anonymous, I can't put $1 in the jar because I need dollars because we have loonies or $1 coins, which I use for laundry. So I need them more. Nate, can you move your camera a bit over towards the computer, my dude?
Well, I had to move the computer.
Okay. There we go.
So I didn't break the neck, obviously, as you can see.
That's good.
Yeah.
I didn't lick the neck either. So.
Well, you're disappointed, Stinkerton.
I know. Well, you have to catch me another time when I'm, a little bit less something.
Or more inebriated.
Oh no, I can't do that anymore. I'm too
I know.
old. All right. But I got this from Eric's Edge. This machine, VCF.
Was
Midwest.
that a VCF Midwest? Yeah. Cool.
It is, yeah. I was so excited to get it. Like I was like a kid in a candy store or something like that. So I'm
we can't see a thing that we really can't see anything on your screen. It's just white.
What if maybe I turn off the lights?
I had to get signed in so I could respond to the chat. Yeah.
No, it's not going to work.
No, now it's everything's white.
Yeah. Hopefully Nate will get to meet this year.
Oh, there we go.
Yeah.
So we're going to make the mouse fast. There we go. This way I can play Oregon Trail on it again.
Nice.
So anyway, yeah, this is my very first Apple Macintosh I've ever purchased. So
Yeah, I'm glad that Eric was able to hook you up with that.
And you
Yeah,
have a
then-
blue SCSI, I assume, in that. You're not running
do.
it off a hard
Yep.
drive. Yeah.
Yep, it's a Blue SCSI. It's a neat little device. So I got it also on my network as well. So I followed the directions to get it on my Wi-Fi. And I think it's called Fetch here. And then I can log into my FTP server.
Hmm.
So now what I have to do is I got to see if I can get. Yeah, we can't look at my password.
Can't
We
see
can
it.
we can barely see the screen, so you're fine. And the password's always the same thing. It's always a bunch of dots.
So this is a nice bright screen.
Mm-hmm.
So I think this will actually work. Although I don't know. I need to put a text file in here and see if I can get that to work. Yeah, let me try something here. So I'm going to be doing is I'm going to put a on that particular location. I'm going to put a test file. Make sure that it actually works like I want it to work.
I've also hidden the name so we can see more of your screen.
Oh, there's not much to see really, just my stupid face.
No, but your screen. It was covering your
Oh,
prettier
I see what you're
screen
saying.
on your Mac.
Let's see here. Yep. Create new text file. So I'm actually really not particularly aware of how this protocol works here.
Dave might be able to help you with that one.
What are you trying to do, Nate?
I just want to refresh the remote view on this.
Maybe close and restart it.
That sounds like a lot of extra work.
What? So what? You're connected to your network?
Yeah. Yep. I'm actually in my file server now.
Oh, okay, cool.
So I don't know if hey, this doesn't have function keys.
No, it does not. It's not. It's not a PC.
Like, how do I refresh? Yeah, I can do that too. I can just. Let's quit. Come back in. There's got to be a way. Yeah, so I put fetch on here, and it works. Actually, works pretty well. Really.
Okay, cool.
So, because I think it'd be fun then to take this to work in the office, so that when someone comes by and asks me for something, I can just quickly take notes on this instead.
Nice.
That's really the ultimate goal.
That'll blow them away. Yeah.
Well, they're probably just going to roll their eyes because they've sort of gotten to know me a little bit. All right, cool. So it's so text. Oh, if I double click this, I can't remember now how I use this. Oh, I see. So I'd have to save it. That's okay. So I'm going to let's put it there. It says the host file is empty. I'm sure people who like know what they're doing, they're probably screaming right now. This guy doesn't know anything. In which case you are correct. All right. Now I have to quit to go back to the desktop, right? This doesn't multitask, or does it?
You can on certain things.
All right. So I'm gonna leave that games file open though. No, I'm kidding. I'll close it. When someone asks if I'm a gamer, I'm like, well, it's got the criteria is it's got to be like about at least 20 years old.
What does your son think of that Mac? Does he think it's pretty cool?
Yeah. So the my youngest, my 9-year-old, he played Oregon Trail on it quite a bit.
Oh,
He thought it
okay.
was funny
Nice.
when I died. He thought it was fun when I died of dysentery. Oh, I don't have an application to open text files. Do you know what a good text program, like just for text files?
What's the OS again?
6.0.8.
Yeah.
Okay.
I
I'm
don't know
going to do a
offhand.
Googly search.
Good text app. I can only think of the newer ones. I'm trying to remember. If
You said
Ron was-
6.0.8, correct, Nate?
Yes.
Okay.
if Ron was in the chat. I don't think he's in the chat anymore.
It says there's supposed to be a text edit application, which is the default text editor on older Mac operating systems.
Right. Yeah, that's in there already.
Yeah.
If
so
you
it
can
should-
put something else.
That's really all I would need, honestly.
So it should be
So
in.
go where the apple is and hold down on it, and you see text edit in there.
I see alarm clock calculator, chooser, control panel, find file, keycaps, and scrapbook.
And there's not like an applications folder or anything like no.
No, not that I know of. I'm very new to this Mac thing.
Yeah, might not have.
I'm kind of new on the
you might have
whole.
text edit on that.
So
Because usually
Stinker-
it has text edit on it by default.
Hey CDI.
So Stickerton says it might not be registered for that file extension.
Yeah.
Could it be a different file extension? I just did txt. I can change it. And someone said aloe. They dropped the H.
Sorry, I'm taking a look here on a forum post.
Is there I mean, I'd be happy with anything really. Like I literally just want a bare bones basic, as simple as you can get text editor.
So if you right click on the document,
Well, there's only one click.
yeah, but if you command click, I think it is. Is there a command key? I don't know these older Macs. So.
Yeah, the Apple And then
Apple's key, yeah, and then click. It should that should be a right click.
It says the file could not be opened. It didn't bring up a menu.
okay.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Let's see. Mac Talk. Where's the what was the site that I should go on to that everyone says I
Oh,
Macintosh
you go to
Macintosh Garden.
Macintosh Garden. Okay.
Yeah. MacintoshGarden.org.
That's what I was looking at right now. Actually,
Oh,
funny
okay.
enough, I was just about to go think of that. So it's Macintosh.
There's Unicorn Editor, a small, easy-to-use text editor based on the Waste engine. I don't know what this is. I don't know what version of macOS this is for, though. Released in 1996.
Oh, that would probably be too new.
No.
Yeah, you need to find something that's compatible with that version of software you got. Yeah.
7 or later. So that says.
Yeah, so you're too new. This
And what do
one's
you have on that one now?
No, he has 6.0.8.
Okay, so yeah, so find something a little older.
There's Brailler from 1994.
That's going to be too
Supports
new as
all the
well.
standard Macintosh text setting features, but doesn't say just a 68K.
Do you want to send me the link on Discord and I can take a peek at it for you?
Sure. I can do that. I have the technology.
Yeah. Okay. Let's take a peek at this for you. Trailer. Support standard Mac text setting features.
And text edit might not be already installed in that oldest system. Because like if you had, like I have system 7.0.1.5 or something like that. And I know that's got text edit on it.
That looks like it. By the way, Nate, that looks like it's going to convert text in just Braille. If you look at the screenshot on that one.
Yeah, well, maybe there's a function for that too. So I can read my screen with my finger.
Be a bumpy CRT.
So what was the original? It was text edit, was it not?
Yeah.
I see text edit, like Texan edit. This looks like
I keep spelling it out test.
Okay, so this one
a whole different thing.
They have 1.1 SIT, 1.2 SIT, 1.6 SIT.
What did you find? Sorry.
I'm just looking at the different versions available. So looks like it's an SIT file. What does that mean to me?
That would be the compression. It's a SIT file.
That's a SIT file.
Yeah. Do you have a SIT program?
I don't even know what that means.
Think of it like .zip.
Oh,
Same
I see what
type
you're
of idea. Yeah. So it's a compression type idea.
I don't.
Yeah, you don't have that.
Unless it comes standard as a Linuxy thing.
And here's the best part. When I look up, I finally found a way to do this, but when I initially went, and I forget the procedure I had to do, but when I was looking up like SIT, so I could unzip, like unzip, quote unquote, unzip sit files, the
It's-
sit program was in a sit folder.
All
And
right,
I'm like,
I decompressed it.
okay, cool.
So the question is, how do I get this? Do I shut that down, copy it to it, and then bring it back
Well,
up?
you should be able to copy it over using your program.
FTP?
Yeah.
Do you have a okay, you have Blue SCSI in there. Okay.
Because if he's on the network, Dave, couldn't he just move it to his FTP thing and then?
You can try it and see. I don't know if that's going to work. Definitely try it.
Worst case, Ontario, it doesn't.
Yeah.
Worst case,
No,
Ontario.
it just won't open a program if they can't read it. It's not gonna break anything.
Oh, and by the way, it's funny. Every time I say CDI name, my phone thinks I'm talking to it. That's why I had to say it so slowly, because if I go, hey, CDI, oh, it didn't do it. Sometimes I'll get, I'm sorry, I didn't understand that on my phone.
What if I can select multiple at a time? Probably not. Oh, look at that. I can. Hot dog.
Oh, good. All right.
Get files. All right. Now I got to put them someplace. We'll just save them here. Look at that. It's transferring.
Oh, nice. Cool.
Well,
modern technology right here.
We'll see what happens.
Yeah. Well, you have it on your server, so that's good. Then you can do that. Yeah.
I don't want to put too many of these.
Then you have to take your SD card out and decompress it and put it on there and stick it in there.
Right. Yeah.
Or copy it on a floppy, and you can stick your floppy disk in there.
I have floppies.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's actually seems to be working pretty well.
Wow.
Nice.
About between 700 and 7,000 and 8,000 bytes per second.
Okay. Cool.
All right, it's all done.
Probably faster than doing it off the floppy.
Probably. That Blue SCSI is pretty cool.
Yeah.
I mean, it's super cool, really, when you think about it.
Yeah.
So
Exactly.
if it's an SE, then it can only read double density disks, not the 1.44 HD disks.
Yeah.
I have some of those too, but they're formatted for Amiga right now.
Hey, Zodium.
Hello. Hopefully this is okay. Like, my audio settings are being really weird at the moment.
You sound fine.
Yeah, it sounds okay. Yeah.
We're trying to see if we can get Nate to open up a text file on 6.0.8.
How do you organize everything here? Is there a way to view?
Nate, on the front of the SE, does it say FD-HD on the front of the SE?
Yes, it says
It
FD
does,
HD.
okay. So you have the high density. You have the.
So he can use the 1.44 then.
Yeah. Yep.
There you go.
So basically, you already have the super drive on it.
So my headphones just died.
Oh, charge them up. There you go.
have to keep it just kind of quiet. All right, so I'm going to try and put this.
Hey, Spoofer.
Howdy.
Hey, how's it going?
Oh, well, he was here, and then it says device not connected. So, oh, there we go. Hello again.
Hello.
If you're talking, Spoofer, we can't hear you.
Okay.
Oh, there we go. Now we can.
My computer was being silly and selecting my record what you hear output from when I do junk on my computer. It's being silly right now.
And by the way, Nate, that's the one I have, is the SE FDHD.
It's a very swell machine.
Mhm.
It is.
It definitely does look swell, that's for sure.
Okay, so I have the application in the folder. Is there a way to like register it or install it, or how does that work?
Well, if it let you open it up, it should be already installed.
Is there like a...
Is there like an installer file on there?
Well, so there's revisionhistory.rsrc text edit rsrc. I imagine that might be it.
Try double clicking it, see what happens. What's the worst that can happen?
What's the one you have on there now?
Cannot be opened or printed.
Well, the worst that could happen is it blows up somehow.
I mean, yes.
Or I swing my hand up and I touch the back of the CRT where I shouldn't.
And then sparks fly.
And then we start calling you Big Bad Biologist.
Well, remember when I lit that power supply up in smoke?
Oh geez.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That was a good
Well,
time.
what are the
Your
extensions?
son was freaking out.
Hey, Goldie. What are the extensions that you see on those files?
I should probably also get the chat up so I can help you there, Trina.
Oh, it's pretty quiet because this was literally the last minute, like last 5 minutes of Dave's stream. I was creating this stream.
I mean, to
literally
help
spur
you.
of the moment.
Also, howdy, Goldie. I'm here for once.
Let me see what this welcome to text edit says. Can't open it until I open it, right?
No, there'll be no riot chat. Chats in the riot, or riots in the chat. So no firing and smacking and whatever.
Oh, by the way, I sent Goldie a bunch of Xbox 360s. And it turned out one of them was the rare incandescent metallic fat launch system.
Oh,
Oh
right.
wow!
Wow.
So
I'm jelly of you, Goldie.
and it just happened to be luck of the draw because these all came from that Computer Freedom Day, Independence Day. That's it. And literally, people were just like, some people were walking in with them, and I was literally grabbing them out of their hands and putting them off to the side. For Goldie, I had no clue. So I ended up with 3 360s and a PS3.
So you didn't know what you had.
I literally didn't know what I had.
Goldie will put it to good use, so you're good.
Yeah.
Oh, Goldie says she has like 6. Okay, cool.
Well, she'll still put it to good use.
Yeah. Exactly. That's why I was like, yeah. Because I sent a message to Goldie that morning. I'm like, is there anything you're looking for? And she's like, yeah, PS3s and Xbox 360s, and one PS3 and 3 Xbox 360s walked through the door. And they were all mine.
And I'm over here with an IBM lanyard.
Yes, that's right. Yeah, you want one of those IBM lanyards. That cost, by the way, $10 to send to you. I was just like, oh, just put a U.S. post. Oh no, because it's not a letter. It has to have a
I'll pay you back for that, Trina.
No,
Like,
that's
I'm
all right.
serious.
It's $10.
Oh, okay.
I'm
I know,
sure.
still.
But I was so surprised when, like, one of them is something. I don't know what that word's supposed to be, and it's going to Gut Bomb to do the deed. But I'm sick.
What I need is a key ring to put on the lanyard. Then I'll put all my computer important flash drives on it.
Nice, nice.
Yeah, I'm not taking that to work like I do with my other lanyard. This is not going to get destroyed.
So what are you finding out? What are you finding out, Nate?
My son needed a charger for his Steam Deck. So there's also a Text Edit Plus by the same author, and it looks. I'm gonna download this one too, just because.
Okay.
Right.
This is an HQX file.
So I have to run. So anyway,
Before you run though, Dave, what's an HQX file?
HQX file. I know.
Oh, JTAG. Okay. Oh, sorry, not. Sorry, I'm reading what Gut Bomb.
Oh, yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's a project for Trina right there. J-tagging an Xbox 360.
No.
You know exactly what it is. That's funny.
I don't. I have no idea, and I don't care to know.
All right.
So.
I got to go.
All right. See you.
All right,
Dave.
we'll see you.
All right. See you guys later. Bye.
It does involve soldering. That's all I can say.
Yeah, no, that's good. I'm gonna pass. Oh, by the way, Nate,
Yes.
HQX opens and stuff it, so it's the same type of file. So you can probably unzip it on that computer that you're using.
It doesn't recognize this one.
Oh,
So I got one version older, and that's in the STIT file. So I'm gonna use that one.
okay. It's an encoded archive. Gut Bomb saying in the chat here. So yeah. Well, that's what we were explaining. Gut Bomb, that's what I was explaining about SIT files as well, that they were equivalent of zip files.
Yay for the zip.
But I never heard of the HQX. So, and Dave of Dave's Vintage Apple Tech is like, oh, Vintage Apple Tech. He should know this poop. Oh wait, I can say what I want. He should know this shit. See, no red alert.
I know nothing. I'm just here to say random things and make people laugh or go, why?
That is totally fair.
Soon you'll be finished ripping, game.
Oh, and I'm just gonna make myself big for a sec while Nate does thingamadoodles. Let's change my settings. Hi. This is an HP EliteBook 2760, and it's like the power supply is kind of wonky. Anyway, I have not updated. Oh shit, the computer just went off. Crap.
Oops.
Whoops. Damn it. I was doing an update that was taking forever. Anyway, I took a SSD out of another computer and put it in this one. So during day stream, let's make Nate big again.
Flippy foldy.
Yeah, exactly. The screen turns into a tablet.
Well, I was gonna rhyme it with Clippy, but there we go.
Oh, maybe it's doing something. It says Windows is updating. So
Because I just re-glued my Clippy 3D print I got on Etsy a few years ago.
if it's a dot and has a USB, no, it actually works completely fine. I just replaced the spinning Rust drive in it with the SSD from my Toughbook because I don't know where the power supply is for the Toughbook. So we did some.
So I see
What's going on?
Gutbomb says HQX were good because they didn't need their resource fork to be maintained, so you could have them in non-Mac file systems without them being destroyed. So I wonder if that means that I'm not going to be able to utilize this because it was on my Linux file system, I guess, maybe?
No, you should be able to. You should be good. What we need is Gutbomb to stop making supper and come on the stream.
Well, he has to eat at some point.
Although we do have the infamous Ryan just joined us, so he might know.
Hey, Ryan.
What's the question?
Howdy.
Why am I clueless?
There's a lot of reasons. That's going to take more than a 12-hour stream.
Okay.
It'll take at least a 24-hour stream.
Actually, I think I can answer it pretty quickly myself. But
What is it we're trying to do?
so my mission is to install a text editor on this Macintosh SE FDHD. Lots of letters there.
Yeah.
And I already have it connected to my FTP server in my house. So I'm pulling whatever I want over. But I'm concerned if that's going to be destroying the files because I expanded it on a non-Mac file system.
Ooh, yeah. Yeah, there's always that weird issue, isn't there?
I don't know. I'm clueless.
There is a strain, but I don't know if that would affect something that old. I feel like that's like a more recent, like early 2000s problem or late 90s problem. Do you have Stuff It Expander on your SE30?
No, he doesn't.
Do you have a Blue SCSI in your?
I do.
Yes,
That's how I'm connecting to my FTP.
Okay, so can you just take the SD card out and put it in your computer and copy over and then use the Blue SCSI
Well,
file transfer?
he doesn't need to though because he's on Wi-Fi. So he's just uploading them to an FTP file.
Right. But just
copying them over.
Gutbob says use Netatalk. No, because if he's got, that's what I'm wondering. Because if he can plug in the SD card and just copy the files over, he can just use the built-in Blue SCSI tools to copy the files into his disk image, and then just work with them.
Okay,
so you can download a copy of Stuff It Expander from Macintosh Garden. Then you can download a copy of whatever text editor you want from Macintosh Garden and just copy it over to the SD card, and then just use the Blue SCSI tools built into the Blue SCSI.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize
on your
that.
on your actual SE30 and just copy the files out.
So Gutbomb, you're saying it affects the classic Mac files if he transfers them over FTP, like
if he unzips
them on the Linux.
Yeah, if you unzip them on a modern machine, it does weird things.
Sorry, I'm
Look,
just using modern
clock.
That's a big cock. Also, nice Ubuntu hat.
Yeah,
I'm more of an OpenSUSE guy, but
that's a cool hat.
Okay, so Gutbomb is saying the files were mangled the second they were unzipped on a modern machine.
Yeah.
So you're saying my Linux machine is mangling the Macintosh files?
Just any modern machine mangles them.
All right, so I've got the Blue SCSI open right now.
Okay, so you got the SD card in the computer, right?
Yep.
So you should be able to copy your files. I think you have to put them in a specific folder.
If you want, by the way, Nate, you can share you can just go present here in StreamYard and then share your desktop so we can see what you're doing.
All right, we're going to do...
That makes sense.
We're going to share that screen.
Yeah, we don't need to see your porn on the other screen.
By that, you probably mean my circuit boards where the covers are off. You can see
I mean,
the
yeah,
chips.
exactly. Yeah.
So create a
They're all
folder
naked.
on the root of your SD card called shared, all lowercase.
Just one hot second
Well, hold
here,
on.
so
He's
you can
going to
actually see
share his
what I'm doing.
desktop so we can see what he's doing.
Yeah.
There we go.
All right, so here's what I
All
got.
right, hang tight. Let me add this. There we go.
Okay, so you have a
All
folder
right,
called shared.
Zodium, I'm just going to mute you for until you're done.
So put all your disk images and programs that you've downloaded from Macintosh Garden in there.
All right, so like I have this text edit plus HQX like that,
Yep.
and then I also have a sit file.
Copy the zip file anyway as well. And do you have a copy of Stuff at Expander?
No, let me look it up.
I can't stay for long, but I'll explain what's going on. So, like back in the classic Mac days, the files had two sections. They had the file itself, and then they had a resource fork. The file is called the data fork, and then the resource fork is what tells the Mac what to what opens it, and it can contain the icon and other elements of the file. Those resource forks aren't maintained if the file itself is on a file system that's not the old classic Mac file system or a modern Mac file system. Modern Mac file systems still maintain those. So as soon as you unzip it, you lose that resource fork, and then the files just aren't useful anymore. And so using the Blue SCSI isn't going to help because the files are already unzipped and he doesn't have a way to unzip them on the Mac.
But that's what I'm saying. If he gets a copy of Stuff at Expander,
yeah. For one, good luck finding a copy of Stuff at Expander that is not in a Stuff It format.
Yeah, I know.
I downloaded one that was it was just a disk image.
Yeah, disk images will work fine, and then you can mount that with disk copy. Do you have disk copy installed?
I don't know.
Where did you get the initial image for your SE30?
Eric's Edge.
Eric's Edge, yeah. So if you
what's his name? Ron gave me a really good image that had everything in it already.
Right, so there's Stuff It Deluxe that'll work on System 6.
Yeah.
And hi, Emily.
But you can't already unzip it. That's the thing. So like that HQX file is probably broken now.
No, HQXs can survive, but if you unzip the HQX,
then it does.
The files within it will not survive. But the HQX and SIT files, those are fine. But as soon as you unzip them, the contents of them are borked.
What was the tool that Eric was working on that was supposed to fix that?
That doesn't fix all of that. That just fixes the file association, so it knows what program to open it in. It's called Fix a Fork.
Right.
So, what programs that image that you said Ron gave you, Ryan? What does it all have in it?
It's basically got everything. It's a pretty big install of. I think it's 7.1. I want to say.
Will that work on the SE FD HD?
It will, but it'll be slow. 7.1 is a bit new for the SE.
But if you go to Macintosh Garden and you look at, I'll see if I can find it. Macintosh.
Emily, you and me both. You and me both. Emily said, "Now I see why I was a DOS Windows Linux girl in the 90s. LOL." You and me both.
I mean, it wasn't something you really had to worry about.
Yeah, it was only modern.
It's a modern problem.
So if I were to mount a Macintosh file system on my Linux machine, would it be able to expand on there and then actually have it survive?
Yeah, and what I brought up about Netatalk is have you heard of Netatalk?
No, I've played with it.
It's AppleTalk file services for modern Unix and Linux. And so you can set up a AppleTalk file share on your modern Linux machine, and it maintains the resource forks for any files that you upload there.
Interesting.
But
But-
you to use it, you're still going to need to get that initial version of Stuff It on your computer somehow, and that's the tough part. As soon as you have Stuff It, you're good with basically anything, as long as you don't extract your files on modern machines.
Well, I found a place, not Macintosh Garden. Sorry, Macintosh Garden, but I got annoyed finding the sit file for, the file .sit when I'm like, how do I get stuff at Expander if I can't get stuff at Expander?
All right, I'm going to finish putting this thing actually back together too.
Okay, you do that. I'm going to take a Google search.
Find Ron's image that he sent me somewhere in my
Hey,
email.
Emily and Stinkerton, I can rival you too. I was a Windows Me boy.
So what I would recommend is getting see if disk copy is on there. I would be surprised if it wasn't, since this was Eric's machine. I'm also a little bit surprised the Stuff It's not on there.
Well, I mean, it could be.
Yeah,
but
Stuff
you
It
also-
might be on there, but the file association just isn't working. So if you browse through the hard drive, you could try to find the Stuff It Expander application, and you should be able to just open it up and then go to the file menu there and try opening a zip file.
He read through the files that he has, and we didn't seem to see like an applications folder or anything extra. So, I used Windows 3.1. That was my first one, by the way, Emily.
Well, Nate, if you can be patient, I can send you a 2 gigabyte disk image that you can mount on your Mac that has like every application that you could ever want, and Stuff It is one of them.
Well, I'm extremely patient.
I feel like
Yeah.
that's what Ron sent me.
When I'm done making and eating dinner, I'll message you on Discord and I'll tell you where you can download that file.
Okay.
Since I see your response, Stinkerton, my first computer had that. I had experience with 95 and 98 before that. My first computer had that operating system.
I went from 98 SE to XP. I skipped all. I tried ME and then went back to 98 SE.
All right, I gotta go.
You did good.
All right.
Bye.
Thanks, Cutbum.
Thanks, Gutbum. So I went from Amiga 600 to Amiga 1200, then a 4000, then to Windows 98. And then I stopped using computers really because I didn't like them anymore. Then I found Linux then I found Unix in 2002. And then I went to Linux for me personally.
I went from a VIC 20 to a 64 to a Windows 3.1/DOS system. So,
You had the
and
fun experience.
I remember begging Mom that we had to get both floppy. I'm going to stop sharing your screen for now, Nate.
That's fine. That can hurt my feeling.
I remember begging Mom that we had to get both floppy drives because floppies were the way of the future.
Well,
And
they
that's
were.
because I had a Star Trek, the Kobayashi Alternative game that only ran from the A drive in your computer. Now you could fix the batch file to read from the B drive, but it would not read from a hard drive. And I played so many times with that batch file.
Well, I mean, for Star Trek, it makes sense to make you think it's the way of the future.
Yeah, right. But yeah, no, that was yeah. And Mom, Stinkerton.
Indeed. After I heard the talk about Windows ME, I had to come in to address this travesty, this injustice against operating systems and silicone in general.
Okay, all I'm going to say is 1 month I used it, 3 reinstalls, I went back to 98 SE.
Oh, I
I'm
can tell
amazed
my
you
story.
lasted a month.
I lasted years with it.
I'm sorry. You know, you are allowed to have nice things.
Back then, I was still learning computers back then, like early 2000s, so I didn't really think much of it. I just thought all the problems were my fault.
No. I mean, Who in their right mind thought it was a great idea to take the Win9X DOS kernel and slap NT controls and drivers on top of that?
Mhm.
My experience, the way I refer to it is really horrible too with the Windows ME. So, oh my goodness, yeah, it was not good. I just remember like almost everything I tried to run had problems. Like even if it was meant for it, it was just oh my lord.
So Emily owes us all an apology. She was a Microsoft beta tester from the Windows ME era to Windows 8. So you're the one to blame for Vista. That's all I'm saying.
Okay,
We're blaming you for Vista.
now, hang on. Let's give her a little bit of a pass here. Vista at its design core was brilliant. I mean, it's how we ended up with Windows 7, 8, 10, etc. It really was a step that they needed to take after XP. It's just that, oh, there are so many.
It was
Antivirus manufacturers didn't want to jump on board. Driver manufacturers didn't want to jump on board. Microsoft was trying to convince them, come on, you need to do this. You need to do this. Nobody wanted to play ball, and they did it anyways.
And I remember I was working at a brick and mortar store when Vista came out. And for months, we were inundated with people going, downgrade it, downgrade it, downgrade it. Like bringing in their laptops, and brand new laptops, brand new desktops. Can you downgrade this to XP? And sometimes we could. Other times, depending on the manufacturer, if they released XP drivers, we would try it. If they didn't have all the drivers, and just pray that the Vista drivers would work on XP, or sometimes Windows Update would catch it. But it was a hot mess.
I developed a very, very good Slipstream Windows XP install that had pretty much every driver known to man, and that for about 4 or 5 years, that's all I did was Windows Vista downgrade to XP, and we got pretty good at it. There wasn't really no machines that we ever had any problems with. We were able to find drivers for pretty much everything. Some weird, obscure webcam occasionally, but that was the dice you rolled.
Yep.
Never really used Vista. I just remember my friends who ended up getting a laptop for this with Vista on it were constantly complaining for a while until they just downgraded to XP.
I remember I hosted a Windows 7 party when Windows 7 came out. Microsoft sent me this lovely, I actually still have it in my attic, a box with all this Windows 7 like paraphernalia to give away and a copy of Ultimate for me to keep.
Oh, 7 was a dream.
We hosted yeah, there you go. That box exactly.
Did it have a video of Steve Ballmer trying to do his best to trying to be a wrestling manager?
No, he just kept screaming about developers or something. And got
he wasn't screaming about wrestling. He was just screaming about developers again. Gotcha.
Yep, I have that exact same one.
Oh, Ballmer.
Do you still have the reusable shopping bag? I think it's in the bottom. Yeah, that looks like it. It's got one of those weird Vista.
Zodium's muted. That's why we can't hear him, because he was making.
I was like, why am I muted?
Because when Gutbaum was trying to talk to Nate, you were shuffling so much of that crap that was really noisy. So I muted you.
Damn it, Trina.
Damn it, Janice.
Sorry, you were noisy.
Stuff Expander is on here.
Damn it, Dale.
Sweet.
So did you copy anything over to the shared folder?
Yes.
Okay, so if you open up the blue
folder,
open up the Blue Scuzzy app, you'll see there's a Blue Scuzzy app there somewhere in your setup. There's like a Blue Scuzzy file transfer. There should be like Blue Scuzzy Wi-Fi. Should be all in the same area.
Okay, so I got Blue Scuzzy stuff, and then I see Skizzy drivers network, MU tools, Blue Scuzzy Pico W. Check that one.
I was going to say, somehow that is not the strangest weird fact about Steve Jobs there if he had one, Emily.
But it's actually not Steve Jobs. Bill Gates.
Yeah, she tried herself. I wouldn't put it past Steve Jobs to have one too. And
I mean, kind of hard for him to do it now, being dust and all.
Zombie.
What am I looking for?
It should be called transfer. It should be called SD Transfer. Is the name of the program.
SD transfer. See, Dynaport setup, fetch, browsers, compress utilities, image utilities, maybe.
It's possible it's not on your. When was the last time you updated your Blue SCSI?
I bought this from Eric's Edge in September at the
VCF.
Vintage Computer. Yeah, VCF.
Yeah. It's possible that it doesn't have the app on it. You can download it from bluescuzzy.com.
Is it?
There's been several updates since then.
Called the Blue SCSI Toolbox. It came out in 2023, but it's possible that it's not.
All right. HTSC setup. Okay.
It's its own .hda file, so it's possible you may have deleted it or.
Nope.
But anyway,
I didn't delete anything.
it. Or that it wasn't included. But you said you were able to connect to the Wi-Fi, so that tells me you have to have the Blue SCSI Wi-Fi app.
Yeah.
So that's usually in the same spot.
Okay. Well, so what I used to get the Wi-Fi going was it was under network. Yep. I used the Dynaport.img.
Okay, that's not the actual app for. There's actually a Blue SCSI Wi-Fi app now. I don't think you have the Blue SCSI Toolbox. That's the problem.
Okay.
So eject the SD card, and we'll copy over the HDA file. I'll put it in the chat here now.
Okay. Let me shut down here. I don't want to break anything.
One of the things I will say is once you get it the way you like it, make an image of the actual SD card. I've destroyed many an SD card going, it's finally perfect, and then it dies. And I'm like, gosh.
Yep. Have you had one snap in half on you?
Oh gosh, yes. I've sat on them. I've put them through a washing machine. Had them melt.
Don't survive that.
Oh no, not for the heated dryer cycle.
I had one that was acting really flaky, and I couldn't figure it out. And I went to pull it out of the Blue SCSI, and it just kind of fell in half.
Disintegrated, yeah.
There's the link, by the way, for the toolbox.
Yeah, I also put it in the
Ryan put
private
it
chat, so you can actually click on it.
Okay, cool.
Oh, but this comes without a warranty.
Yeah, I know Eric doesn't give it a warranty, but Eric's good. We can trust his programming.
I'm kidding, of course.
And then everything explodes.
Excuse me, this is not the Zulu SCSI project.
We like throwing shade, but we don't like doing it publicly because it makes people angry.
So it says an HD1 Blue SCSI Toolbox 1.
Yeah, so just fire that over wherever you have your on the root of the SD card, and that should mount when you turn your computer on. It's just like another hard drive.
Oh, okay.
Because I'm assuming your main hard drive image is HD0 or HA0 or whatever
something like that. Yeah.
Yeah. So as long as it's not the same as the current hard drive, you should be fine. Time for your Raycon earbuds.
Oh no.
Sponsored by Raycon.
That's actually
their everyday earbud.
This is actually Pine 64.
Okay.
Okay, I see. Okay, now I get it. I'm not picking up what you're laying down here. A little bit slow on the draw, it seems.
All
So
good.
I'm just gonna, because this says HD1, it'll present itself as a
Like the second
device.
hard drive. Yeah, as a
Yeah.
second hard drive.
Isa.
All right.
Now to take apart my grease
Even
weasel.
Even though it's a zip file, it'll still work.
You got to download it and open the zip file and drag the HDA file out first.
Okay.
That's not going to be damaged like the Mac
Yep,
stuff.
zips are fine. It's just HQX and SIT that are Mac specific and only put it and do it on a Mac.
But even this zip won't have the same because it's technically a hard drive image and not actually inside the file system. It's not affected by the Macintosh unzipping problem.
Okay, right, because it's an HDA file is what
Yeah.
it is. So
Yeah, it's just a HDA file.
What's kind of interesting is like my NAS actually seems to respect the forks and such, because I actually have a fully expanded Stuff It 5.5 installer just chilling on my NAS's like software partition. And I could just run it straight off the NAS. I don't have to copy it over. So I'm kind of neat little feature I didn't know about. It's just like it doesn't touch the the forks, and it just works.
It's probably because it's a Mac compatible whatever NAS you have.
Maybe.
Because modern Macs also don't affect the forks, or they honor the forks. So it's potentially whatever is sharing up that file to your.
It's a Linux system, so
They're
Yeah, but
dietary compliant because they recognize the forks.
Don't even talk. I can smell somebody cooking food, and my stomach is grumbling at me.
All right. So where will that
Just-
drive show up?
Should just be on the desktop.
I don't see it.
So I guess it
When you
didn't
put
know.
on the SD card, what was the file name?
It was HD1 Blue SCSI Toolbox 1.0.1.HCA.
And it's not the same as the hard drive, right? You verified it's not the same nomenclature as the hard drive, so they're not trying to fight with each other.
Oh yeah, because that was HD0.
That was HD0. Okay.
All right. Well, let me
We need a
this
set
again.
of helping hands.
maybe I don't have
something
to
else
do
to
that.
keep an eye out for too on like when you're on modern systems. They'll sometimes either hide the file name extension or helpfully try to add one onto a file, and that can break things.
Oh, there's spaces instead of underscores. I wonder if that has something to do with it.
It could be
No, spaces are fine.
spaces are fine.
Spaces are fine.
No, I always use underscore, but
Well, nothing
Yeah,
else
I
here has
do too, just out of
space.
pure. Like I'm used to old school Linux and DOS where spaces caused all kinds of issues.
yeah, exactly.
But spaces
Yep.
are fine. It's really just the first 3 characters that matter the most and the extension.
Right.
Is it what about length? Does length matter?
Length does not matter unless you hit, I think it was 512 characters.
Yeah, something like that.
All right, I can try and extend it.
You can also try just deleting and just making a simple name.
I'll just try one more thing here, then I'll go do that. I already unmounted it. It's a fun sound.
It is a fun.
I
sound.
love that sound.
You're making me want to go play with all the stuff that I need to do
See,
on
Nate,
my
you-
SE.
You need to be doing this next month for Marcintosh.
Who does?
You do. You should be doing this all next month for Marcintosh.
I probably should be, but I have another project I want to do that's Mac related.
Oh yeah, what?
Oh, nice.
Do tell.
Well, no,
I have a.
Give
but a
us
secret.
you can give us a little sneak peek.
I probably could.
You don't have to.
All right, it's not sure. All right, I'm gonna try taking this out. See if I can do this. I have a Macintosh classic shell.
Okay.
And I'm gonna turn it into a modern computer,
Nice.
but not like not a total hack job, but like an actual
Nice functioning computer.
nice functioning. Yeah.
Hey, Curtis, did you finally wrap up the stream,
No, they're still going
the
by
Coco Nation stream?
Coco
Have
Nation
you
goes for
finished
about
the news?
15 hours.
Did you finally finish the news over on the Coco Nation?
I'm surprised they're able to find as much news. Seeing, nobody's used a Coco since 1983.
Well, what you got to understand, there's not a lot of news. They just talk about one news article
Right.
for 40 minutes.
Gotcha.
They drill into it until there's literally nothing but a pile of sawdust. And then they pick through the sawdust to go, what did we miss?
Just beating that dead horse. Gotcha.
Gotta pad those numbers out somehow.
Right?
Those are rookie numbers. You got to pump them up.
And sorry, Curtis. No, I did not watch the Marathon Virtual Fest last weekend. So
Solder fumes.
I'm seeing a
Enclosed
new,
space.
looks like a new icon mounting on the left-hand side there, Nate.
I got the Mac OS 6.0.8 and then user.
Well, let me just double check. That is compatible with 6.0.8. Hold on. Yeah, it says Mac OS 6 through 9. So
Yes, Curtis, because by the time the Tandy came out, Windows XP was a thing. And people were just like, meh. I'm totally joking, by the way. Just giving Curtis a hard time.
Mer.
So
My childhood
have
would
a-
disagree.
maybe there's something. I do have a Blue SCSI toolkit here.
Oh. Okay,
That's it.
that's she then.
Okay, and so in this,
So it should be SD transfer.
yeah.
Oh, there you go. And now this will find anything in the shared folder and allow it to transfer it over to the desktop.
Yep, I see it. So I just say download.
Yep. You highlight it and then hit download.
Okay. I just want this one.
Oh, very cool. Honestly, Curtis, that does sound cool. Apparently, the Tandy 10 came out in 1978. There were far less of them made than the Apple ones. So interesting.
Question.
Do
Nick?
I want the SIT or the HQX file?
Apparently the HQS file would survive, so you can try that first. And if it doesn't work, then we'll get the SIT.
All right. So now where did it put it? I wonder.
Should be on the desktop.
Maybe in the user folder, whatever.
Yeah. Trying to remember. I was told I could throw it on the desktop, but maybe I end up moving it to the desktop. I'd offer to play along, but my Macs are currently at my office.
Funny enough, I actually have a S,
I see where it is.
but I don't know where my Blue SCSI is.
Trina.
I know. It's here somewhere.
What are we going to do with you, Tall?
I don't know.
So, hey, does anybody need a friendly net adapter? Because I have a fuck zillion of them.
I also have about 750,000 of them, so
What do they
Right,
Are
do?
those the ones that were the knockoff phone net?
sort of, yeah. They were made by Asante.
Oh, Nate has a question.
Like these,
So
but they go to Ethernet rather than like they take AAUI to Ethernet.
Ethernet,
basically.
Ah,
Nate, you have a question?
I don't know yet. I double clicked on the H whatever file, H something,
HQX
Yeah,
that
that's
one.
it.
And
and
I got expand. There's an option.
okay.
Yeah.
You click expand
Let's see. Yeah, so I guess I'll put it
wherever.
here.
Yeah, wherever.
As long as you remember where you put it.
And don't you put it in your mouth.
that's
Deal.
what she.
Don't you stuff it in your
Oh,
face.
by the way, Ryan, do you remember the 80s ad? Hi, I am Astor, a robot. I can put my arm back on, but you
You
can't.
can't? Yeah, the one for War Amps. I remember that one.
Yeah. So I shared it today with Veronica Explains Discord.
And how'd that go?
And Emily went, "What the fuck?"
I want to see this PSA
Oh, you gotta share some Captain Newfoundland then. He's the best.
because I love really ridiculous PSAs that exist.
Oh,
Hold on, I
this
sent
is
it
like
to
pure
Emily as
Canadiana.
well. So let me just scroll up in our chat.
Burning a hole in my desk.
Plus that "don't you put it in your mouth." Now it's stuck in my head because I've seen it before.
Don't you put it in your mouth.
Do you know what the funny part is? I nearly used my keyboard on my laptop to copy it over.
It's funny. Don't you stuff it in your face. Though it might look good to eat.
There you go, Spoofer. I just sent it to you.
Like the
on-
muffin you eat.
I gotta watch this here a little later.
You just don't know what it is. Remember, boys and girls,
Yeah.
don't put it in your mouth.
So how's it going, Nate?
I think it's working. It's
Okay.
decoding right now.
Cool.
He either found the answer to the mystery of life, or
Working on a mystery.
do you remember the house hippos, Trina?
Yes.
PSA about house hippos.
Yeah.
And you're specifically talking Canadian PSAs, right?
Oh yes.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
boy, those intense ones.
That's the same thing as what I just sent you. It's for the War Amps of Canada, so it's only here in Canada that you saw it. So
I would say in general because I've seen other Canadian PSAs thanks to YouTube, and oh boy, a lot of them are pretty intense, and I kind of like them because they definitely get their message across. I mean,
yeah.
Our heritage moments are also quite good.
Yeah, we just want to explain the issues that were done when they were made, but yes.
though clearly the best PSA is the Pee Wee Herman one for crack.
I like how Pee Wee Herman had a memoir come out recently, and they admitted that he was gay. I'm like, did anybody ever
Question that?
question
yeah.
that?
And to add on to that,
Did anybody not see that coming?
Right?
I'm not shocked. I'm not shocked, but at the same time, though, understanding that some of Pee Wee's like characteristics and mannerisms were based on his late boyfriend, it actually kind of made it a bit more heartwarming now that I think about it. I was
Mike's
like,
future reference.
How-
it's a
so how
tribute
we-
to someone.
How we doing over there, Nate?
Hurry up and wait.
I think we made progress.
Okay.
Okay.
And all this started with, can we open up a text file? That's how this all started, by the way.
That's just the computer game. You think you're going to do something basic, and next thing you know, you're doing a whole bunch of other things.
Humans make plans and
happened?
God laughs.
It said it needs System 7 or newer.
Ah, there you go. Now you know.
Da, 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 da. Okay.
But it worked otherwise.
Okay, so just go find a newer or older version of your text editor and repeat the process.
Yeah, I think that'll work.
Welcome to the nightmare.
Well, I mean, nightmares are dreams too.
Welcome to my nightmare.
We got fun and games.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Welcome to my breakdown.
But see, now I know what to do. So now you've just opened up a whole new world of nonsense. I can figure this thing out. So here,
Show you the world. It's
Right now I got Alice Cooper stuck in my head now.
Shimmering, splendid.
Well, so much for my monetization. It just fucking went out the window, didn't it?
Hey, listen, I didn't sing the actual song.
I don't think we could really match the content ID because we don't quite reach the heights of the actual singers. I know I don't.
You'd be surprised what the Disney Mickey Mouse can do.
Yeah, Michael. Yeah, I'm not a huge fan of Michael
Get 'em
Mouse,
down,
to be
boys.
perfectly honest. The House of Michael Mouse.
The House of Mouse.
That's why I'm calling Mickey now because it just sounds much more evil.
Oh boy, I'm gonna sing you to oblivion.
Oh, guess what? Guess what got installed during the updates? Welcome to Microsoft 365 Copilot.
Ooh. I love
Fuck off.
Copilot. I'm not gonna lie. I love it.
I don't know whether I should like it or not because I don't use Copilot.
Well, it's going to get uninstalled because this laptop, the primary reason for this laptop is to test monitors. So, you know what? I don't need Copilot. Uninstall.
I hate to ask, but what is Copilot anyways?
It's
AI.
Microsoft's version of ChatGPT.
Oh, so it's
So
it's more it's
Microsoft-
AI slop. Oh,
Yep.
It's Microsoft is a sponsor of ChatGPT, so they get the commercialization of ChatGPT.
Guys,
I will.
the shareholders aren't pleased. Force it on everybody.
Well, it's a good thing I use LTSC then.
I've also got Disney Plus installed. Like, what the
Ew.
fuck did you install, Microsoft?
I will admit, a certain someone and I have used Chat GTP and AI to look up some very esoteric DOS SCSI code. Because, well, how many people do you know that still know how to program for DOS in assembly, first off, and also Adaptix ASCII layers?
All you had to do was ask. I'm kidding, of course.
The most I've done with AI is just goofing around with making silly voice music covers and making like really stupid images out of really dumb prompts.
Yeah, I don't use it for anything generative.
I use it for just day-to-day stuff, like make this email sound better.
And I did mess around with Topaz before for like pictures and everything.
All right, I'm also removing the Xbox stuff because I don't need it. There we go. I got rid of Copilot. Both
Yeah,
installations
get
of it.
rid of the X-Bone stuff.
Yeah, I basically have cut it back to what do I really like. As I said, all this thing is doing is testing monitors, so that's.
But what if it wants to play some games?
Well, it can't now.
You have better options.
But maybe it wants to play some Xbox.
But I don't want to play Halo.
Cool. So yeah, I got it all. It's all updated. The SSD works. It's
What version of Windows is it?
Windows 10.
Ah.
It's a Intel Core i5 second gen with 8 gigs of RAM. I am not pushing it to Windows 11. You know what? All I need to do is go see the monitor working. Great. I don't need to be connected to the internet. I don't need anything. Just connect the monitor to the laptop.
That's why I like Rufus, because Rufus will take your Windows 11 ISO now and remove all the garbage.
Oh yeah, no, I can do that as well, but I'm not going to worry about it. There we go. Put the
I
battery
just started
back in.
upgrading everybody to Windows 11 because sooner or later it's going to be mandatory, and I don't want to be caught with
With your
300 or
pants down.
400 workstations that all need to be upgraded within a week. So now, as
So what are
things
you
come
doing,
in-
Nate?
He's on Macintosh Garden trying to find a older
And
version
he's muted.
of
We can't
of
hear you
the,
talk.
software. Would be my guess, correct, Nate?
You are correct. You
Right.
nailed
There
it.
we go.
Mike, the issue is that saying pilot is as Microsoft spyware doesn't really narrow it down very well.
It's funny though because like I've done Windows 11 installs and updates. Like I just well, I didn't do the install for it, but I just recently got a laptop for a client who I gave him the laptop today. And I did all the updates for Windows 11. Copilot, every time I reboot it, Copilot never came up. This thing I reboot it, Copilot came up twice. So weird.
That's why I keep WinArrow Tweaker and then Windows 10 debloater on me at all times.
Hmm.
That way I can also restore the old task manager too.
But I had to laugh at the client when he came to pick it up. He's like, will it be as fast as my old one? His old one. The processor was about 8 years old. It had 4 gigs of memory. It was DDR4, but still 4 gigs. And it had a
Jesus.
spinning Rust hard drive.
Good God.
Yeah. And he was running Win 10 with it.
Like, hey guys, I got this nice Porsche engine in my Ford Fiesta.
Yeah, right? So that's why, like, when I couldn't get actually, if Emily's still watching, listening to the stream, Emily now has the motherboard because she messaged me the next day and was like, "Do you want to send me the motherboard and the new power adapter, and I can see what I can do for you?" I'm like, "Done." So I sent that off to her. So, because if so, I might because the max you can upgrade it is 8 gigs, and I might use it as my Linux laptop. Just
8
put
gig
Ooh.
would
Win
be
on it.
good.
Yeah, because I'm using 8 gigs on my 2012 MacBook Pro right now. The issue with MacBook Pros and Linux Mint, they don't like the Wi-Fi card. And every so often, my Wi-Fi will just stop working. And I have to click on the Wi-Fi symbol to load the entire list of Wi-Fi. Once the entire list of Wi-Fi comes up, like all the Wi-Fi networks that are around, the Wi-Fi starts working. And I found out from somebody else who has the same MacBook, they have the exact same issue. Just go to the blue. This will stop working.
Weird.
Oh, okay.
Now, I have a
Motherboard is
problem.
not there yet. Okay, cool.
I have a problem with, of all things, my work laptop, which is why I haven't bothered to troubleshoot or do anything about it because it's not my hardware. Fuck it. But
Yeah.
Periodically, whatever Thunderbolt or USB connected dock I have will just randomly disconnect. Network
Weird.
drops off. The USB connected mouse and keyboard just stop working. The display is still there, but the rest of it quits working. And it's not unique to just one dock. It's done it on 3 different docks.
Is it Intel or AMD powered?
It's an Intel chip, of course.
Okay.
12th gen.
Because sometimes the AMD implementation of the Intel Thunderbolt is sketchy.
So Nate, what's going on over there?
So I'm trying to. So I transferred a new thing, and another version of text edit or text edit.
And
So stuff it wants me to register.
I'll just ignore it.
Ignore that.
Or you can grab the registration key at the from Macintosh Garden. It's listed in the where you download
In the
it.
comments, usually.
Yeah.
Stuff it is nagware. It nags you, but it doesn't stop working.
Yeah, it's like WinZip or WinRAR. Sorry.
Yep.
Well, maybe that archive was
Fun
any
fact,
good.
I actually paid for WinRAR.
You are the only third person I've ever heard say that.
Matthew, I sent you a link to join the stream on Discord, so feel free to join.
I think it was LGR did a video where he registered a copy.
Yeah.
What would happen?
That's funny.
I was like, that's pretty funny.
Oh, Clint.
National treasure.
So this laptop's interesting. I plugged it in because I put the battery back in. I'm like, okay, I'm gonna let the battery charge because it was holding a charge before I stopped using it. About 3-4
Somebody at a
years
grocery
ago.
store.
Yeah.
I keep hearing the beep of a register.
That would be me. This thing.
Okay.
Hello, folks.
Greetings.
Hey.
Howdy.
But as soon as I plugged in the laptop, it turned on.
Okay.
What,
Randomly
ThinkPad?
weird.
Bit of power on resume.
I know it's a HP EliteBook 2760p.
Ooh,
Bit of power on return.
can I see
so
it?
I just shut it down.
Early 2000s, I worked at a computer repair store, and one of the biggest things that we had, a lot of people bring their laptops in for, is I can't get it to turn off. I couldn't get it to turn off, and they would leave it or we tell them leave it unplugged, take the battery out for a while, because otherwise it's just going to drain the battery completely dead.
Mhm.
And they would get stuck in a low power state where they just could not shut off until you completely pulled all the power off. And as soon as they plugged it back in, it would turn on and work great.
Yeah.
Weird.
There's something with the ACPI circuitry back in that era.
Windows and APCI in general were weird.
Yeah.
It's like all the stuff that's still broken with S3 Sleep or S3
Oh, yeah.
Hibernation
God.
is still broken on Windows. Has been for 5 years.
That's why everybody was so impressed with how Apple did it when they moved to Intel.
Yeah.
You get so much more battery life and sleep out of the same chips running in the exact same, the same
Same type of
Ivy
hardware.
Bridge, Haswell, Broadwell chips that are running in Windows laptops.
I love Emily. She's sitting on the floor counting parts for kits. It's the reason she didn't join because I said, "Hey, do you want to join?"
Wait, there's a kitten?
And but she said she
Kitty.
is making too much noise.
No,
And the
no.
kitten decided now's the best time to offer quote unquote
You
help.
should come down.
If there's a kitten, she should
Kitty.
join regardless.
Baby kitty.
No, she
Maybe.
said she's gonna make a lot of noise sorting the parts into cups. She said
But I just want to see the cat, so she can mute. Show us the cat.
We need cat.
Emily, you've heard the
Oh, it's
panel.
that
They
kind
want to
of
see your
stream, huh?
kitty.
Kitty, 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 kitty. Okay.
Meow. See?
What are we doing?
Remember that comment about monetization?
Meow.
Well, now it's back with the kitty.
Next stream.
Next stream. Okay, fair enough. By the way, Emily, just to let you know, to put the bug in your ear, I am supposed to receive a package from the one and only wonderful Ryan of Everything is Broken Garage on
Hello.
Wednesday. It's still, I checked today, it's still on schedule for Wednesday.
Perfect. So you're
So
streaming
as
Wednesday evening?
long as I get that parcel, I'm going to be streaming, possibly with a special guest known as I8386SX. I think that's the correct username. Jesse, also known as Jesse, because I sent him a 212 megabyte Connor drive.
Explain to you
for
about
the
Connor
cost-
drives. Connor
know.
drives are the Schrodinger's of
bricks?
drives. Schrodinger's cats of drives. They're both dead and functioning at the same time.
It is so old that all my testing programs are too new and will not allow it to test. However, the computer I had it connected to at least saw that it was there. I don't know if it works because
It's an early IDE drive.
Weird.
So I went and Jesse and I were talking on the stream that he might join my stream and test the Connor drive at the same time, and I'm like,
Emily, nobody has ever said I miss MFM drives. That is not true at all. Like,
Okay, again, commenters in chat, you are allowed nice things.
I mean, I'm rolling with nice things right now, so I got over my Windows ME war phase.
So what are you thinking there, Nate?
Every SIP file I transfer over of this application says there's something wrong with the archive. So I'm going to try and connect this to that FTP site directly.
Oh, yeah. You should be able to.
We'll find out.
So you are reading. Yes, we are reading the chat.
I kind of got a little distracted, so sorry.
It's all good.
there was a cat.
I had to play a video game all out of the blue.
Oh, CDI, can you tell your friend to send me an email because I've lost the email thread some time ago because I never sort anything on my inbox.
Trina, just look. No, there's a thing in your inbox called search.
Yeah, I know, but I
Fabulous.
don't remember. I don't remember the friend's name, and I don't remember anything about the what we like the title of the. Right? Oh,
Trina,
yeah.
Trina, what are we gonna do?
I know. I'm horrible.
It's okay, Trina. My emails are probably like a giant wreck that anyone could be way better than me.
Although one thing I would like to ask, maybe Emily knows this. Oh, Nate would know this.
What's that?
Tell Nate's not. So I use Thunderbird mail.
Yes.
Okay. I cannot see my spam box, my you know what I mean, like spam
Junk
folder, junk folder. Thank you. How do I see my junk folder?
No
I don't know.
jump for you. 1 year.
Maybe you did
What?
something wrong.
What is your email platform?
It is done through Office 365, through my web hoster.
Okay. You know my answer is going to be, right? Use the webmail.
I don't use Thunderbird, unfortunately. Yeah. Is there another for Linux? Because I use Linux Mint.
I think
That's what I'm
Evolution.
using now.
I think Evolution connects to Active Directory. still, or not active sync? Sorry.
So I use Kmail, but it does not work with Exchange very well.
Yeah, and like Emily says, use the webmail. It's like
Well, I mean, on
even
my
even
phone-
Outlook desktop now is just the webmail.
on my phone, I have
More or less,
Outlook installed on my phone, and I just go to the junk folder there. But I was
Yeah.
just like, is there an easy way to see the junk folder?
I
in
honestly haven't
Thunderbird?
used a desktop mail app in 10 years at least.
Mm.
Just webmail.
I use Outlook at work. I use a web browser for home.
I mainly use a web browser as well, but I have 3 different emails. So, welcome to my
Only
confusion.
3.
Only
Wow.
3, yeah.
Trina,
on my
those, are
level,
those are
girl.
rookie numbers. You got to bump those numbers.
Well, I
up.
mean, technically, I have 3 more that I use to log into. One logs into my dummy Facebook account. One logs into Skype because I still use Skype with mom and dad because that's what they know. And I'm not going to push them.
Skype's still a
They
thing?
know that it works. We're happy. And then there's a 3rd email, I think, for my real Facebook. So yeah, technically I have 6. I just don't access the other 3.
Yeah,
At
Skype's
all.
still a thing because they don't necessarily have teams for individuals per se.
Mm,
Team still wants a server or Office 365 to connect to.
yeah.
Yeah, I just view it like Microsoft's not making money off it, so it's probably, short-lived.
Oh, they are. They still charge you for if you want to use it to make phone calls.
Oh yes, yeah, but they can just do the same thing. Microsoft wants to merge everything, right? Like that's the whole point, is that everything is going to converge at some point in the future.
Carther, it's funny that you mentioned Hotmail. I can always tell the age of my client before I meet them
By the
based on
Hotmail
their
account.
email address. If they have a Hotmail, they're 55-ish plus.
I haven't had a Hotmail account in years. My Hotmail account got merged into something else, and I lost it. But somehow it's still active.
What's
So what's
going on, Nate?
Nate?
It wouldn't connect to that directly. There's
Do you already have Stuffit installed on the actual machine, or is it the problem that is Stuffit not in your application folder already?
No, it's there. So what happens is when I go to expand it of a SIT file, it's not expanding.
Are you
what
getting
does it
any
say?
kind of error?
Yeah, it says it's not a valid archive.
Okay, so it must be a older SIT file or newer SIT file, I guess. Not sure how that works.
I don't know.
Hey, Francois. Carther's like, I'm 35 and I have a Hotmail. Sorry, Carther. I would think you're about 20 years older than you are.
I used to have a Hotmail, and then I deleted it like sometime in the late 2010s because it got compromised.
Same.
All those times as a teenager registering to now dead forum sites trying to get MP3s.
Oh,
Oh, that brings
Anybody
back
else?
memories.
good time.
Anybody else in the U.S. still use USA.net for their mail, or did they use it back in the day for their mail? I
Negatory.
would assume.
I never used it.
I never even heard about that until today.
Yeah, same here.
But then again, I was like 5 when we first got our desktop. My first desktop. It was
God,
just
I'd
a
be
family
old.
computer.
Yeah, I know, right?
You know what our first computer was? A Tandy 1000 TX. We had Death Maker.
My first computer was what was it? Packard Bell.
We didn't
No,
have
it
this
was a-
internet.
Packard
We didn't even
Bell.
have BBSs.
Nope. And I mean, technically, because it's funny. We were talking on Veronica Explains Discord server, and the way to join Veronica Explains Discord server is become a Patreon of Veronica Explains, who is amazing, and the server and the people, such as Emily, who is on the server, is amazing. Just FYI, I'm gonna throw that all out there. Well, it's funny. They were talking about, I grew up in a geeky house. And I'm just sitting back going, I grew up in a house where dad was a bricklayer and mom was a secretary. And mom only knew that she needed to get a HP compact because that's what they used at work.
That's actually how a
And
lot
we
of people
only
bought
got
their computers.
we only got it because mom's like, well, we're using it more and more at work, so let's, because dad still to this day, it's funny, when they moved into their new apartment building, dad's trying to point out all the problem with the brickwork to me. And I just look at him and I'm like, would you like me to start explaining computer shit to you? Like, what's the problem with the computer? And he's like, oh yeah. Because he's like pointing about the door and he's like, do you see what's wrong? And I'm like, no idea. I'm looking about the door going, I have no idea. But so yeah, we didn't officially get our first computer. Like, I used my sister's VIC-20 and then it was Commodore 64 when I was like grade 8 area. But we didn't get our first computer till later I think it was later that year that we got our first computer running Win 3.1. And all dad did, and dad still does to this day, he plays blackjack. Or whatever that game's called. 21. Are you
Solitaire?
gonna get the 21? Basically
Poker?
solitaire, yeah.
Solitaire. Yep, there we go.
Basically solitaire. That's what he knows. That's all he plays.
Well, I was fortunate enough that I can't remember what college it was that he went to, but when my dad was in college, there was some physics course that he was in that they had two options. They could either do it on the computer with punch cards at that time, or they could do it by hand. He and his lab partner never got it right, but the guys who did it with the punch cards on the computer had it done in like 2 hours. And he knew at that point, he's like, okay, computers are the way, this is going to be the way forward. This is the future. So he always insisted that we had some kind of computer at home. It may not have been super powerful, but we at least had one.
Yeah, no, it was mom that really pushed for the computer at home, and it was me that pushed for both floppy drives, because, back then, AOL Canada was nice and sent you a AOL floppy disk in the mail once a month.
It wasn't COL.
No, it was AOL.
Well, it was AOL. It was America Online.
Yeah, called AOL Canada.
See, you guys are the United States of America. America is the entire continent.
Oh, good call.
Yeah, so
Gulf of America then is okay.
not really.
But anyway, yeah. So that was. I remember getting those discs and being so happy because at that point we could start handing in our assignments on floppy to like our English teacher, and great, I got a free AOL disk. Flip the switch and put it in and format it.
400 free hours.
Yeah, basically, yeah.
But wait, there's more.
All right, Francois, have a good night. Hope you had fun at FOSDEM, which you guys really need to come up with a better name than FOSDEM. I'm sorry, it just doesn't roll off the tongue.
Sounds like a furry convention. Not gonna lie.
Kind of does. I mean, the first letter is F, so furry, Southern Detroit.
No, you're thinking too early.
And Michigan. Right. They don't know what the E. I'm trying to stretch the E. All right, folks. Unfortunately, I do have to go. Retro Repair Roundup is in an hour, and my tummy is grumbling at me. So it'd be nice if I could eat something.
Makes sense.
Yes, you can go eat.
I want to thank Nate. This again was a last-minute spur of the moment. I'm like, hey, Nate, you're working on the Mac. Do you want to keep on working it on my stream? And he's like, sure. So thanks, Nate, for coming over.
No problem.
Thanks everybody who's joined. We got Stinkerton,
welcome.
we got Sodium, we had Matthew, we got Spoofer,
Hello.
We got the one and only Ryan, who's right below me. Yeah. So, and thanks everybody who's been watching. It's been fun. Hopefully, Nate learned a few things about his Mac along the
I
route.
have.
I know. Also, Gutbomb's going to be reaching out to you later via Discord. So, hopefully, if you still have any issues, that he can kind of help out with that.
Well, I'm getting there. I think what it sounded like, maybe I should find a way to accelerate this thing so I can do Mac like System 7, I guess.
See, I mean, System 7 will run on it. It'll just be a little sluggish, right?
But if he installed more memory, would that help any?
It's probably already maxed out already.
Yeah.
Yeah, SE is maxed out at 4. Sadly.
It's a regular SE, right?
Yep. Well, SE.
No, it's an SE FD HD.
Well, I know, but for all intents and purposes,
It's an SE.
It's an SE.
It's an SE.
Yeah.
Yeah, don't run 7 on that thing. It's bad. I had an SE.
All right, bear with me one quick sec, because I found where the hell was that? Oh, there we go. Ta-da! We'll put people's names back up because I want to talk about my information. Go to trinastech.com. You will see all my online social presence, including my coffee account. If you can afford it, it'd be greatly appreciated. For those of us who are still hunting for a job, make a donation. Give me a coffee. Be greatly appreciated. Yeah, don't forget to hit the like, subscribe, do the usual good stuff. And we will possibly see everybody on Wednesday. Good night.
Good night, everyone.
Retro Repair Roundup is at 8 o'clock tonight Eastern. Tune in. We have a great guest. Bye.